Hey guys, this is Kirob speaking, and today we are back in automation with the Lite Campaign V3.7 in its last few days before we're merging into the Lite Campaign V4.0. And we're continuing our little let's play with Logitech Sports. End of episode 17, that sounds about right, so let's get back into that. The economy has now been in a 7-year-long depression. That's not great, but we are still doing fine. And we just released the latest version of the Ganymede. And I think today, that means it is going to be time to design an all-new car. With where this year counter currently is at, I think I'm going to wait until we head over to 1998 before I start designing a new car. But let me just check our research and development stat for the bodies, because that is what's determining things. Currently at 2.09, so it is safe to just have it tick over, and that will mean that we indeed are in year 2000. Holy shit, look at that. I think we did it, boys. I think we did it. Look at these numbers. 3.75 mil. Awesome. Awesome stuff. Despite the global contraction for the last 7 years. And yeah, not really building up any stock here, are we? We gotta push these margins even higher. So, this is looking very good. And our company valuation has been climbing. Like last episode, wasn't it at like 250-ish? Can't even remember, but this period here, holy shit, that was very, very successful. And there we are, 1998, ooh, 5.2 mil in taxes, ouchies. So what do we do about getting a medium factory going for the mid-2000s? That is like last chance to finally make low-tech sports cars for the masses. Okay, 344 cars per month. It's not much, but it works. We are now finally profitable. So we are going to make a new car, and that one will be based on the same engine that we're currently using. I think I'm going to expand on that one, make it slightly better. Tech should be advancing reasonably fast at the moment. We are aiming for... yeah, what are we aiming for? Sports car? Like in the middle of the pack, that would be a 4-seater though. Or up to a 4-seater, it doesn't have to be. Or, yeah, low-tech sports, okay, let's check this out. I think we are going to make some pretty big profits here. So, I think we might want to try to grab a medium factory. Oh, okay. Well, this looks like the perfect fit for our company. Maybe not quite. 1995, no, it's a little old. I think mid-engined it is. Let's choose the larger of the two. Yeah, I don't think we fit our V10 in there, do we? I mean, we could try, but this is so small. So now, let's go with the slightly larger one. And now, aluminium, yes. Let's go with... holy shit, the engineering time, this hurts. Maybe we do want to do space frame, because then we don't have to have presses. We only have to have one press if we wanted to, the aluminium one. The rest is still glued together by hand. And the glue is also called welding. Yeah, AHS steel. That's nice. We have no familiarity with it. Huh, okay. Well, that is unfortunate. I think this should have some familiarity with it, actually. Let me note that down as a bug. So we're going with normal steel, mid-longitudinal, and what do we want here? Well, it's double wishbone, 20%, 28% almost familiarity. That's quite nice, shaving down the costs nicely. And ooh, we selected next. Oh, they fit. They do fit. Okay, very nice. So that is out of the way. We can fit it mid-longitudinal. That means we could make, if we wanted to, make an all-wheel drive version. but I don't plan to. It should be fine with a mid-engine to have a rear-wheel drive version of this car only. So we choose a variant and replace it with an existing... No, we choose a variant and replace it with a new one. Which one do we want to take? Well, we can start with the little one here. These push rods are really grinding me with the limitation of revs. We can put another quality in here. Well, no, it's not a push rod. Sorry. It is the engine that had to be built that way, or not necessarily, but pretty close to. Well, I think what we're going to do here is just lower the stroke somewhat, so that we can rev it higher with the standard components, so that we, oh, that's quite nice. Can have slightly higher there, and now we can rev this thing higher, just 200. Yay! We can see peak power now. Isn't that fun? It's still not falling off, so that is unnecessary. There, okay, that's a more healthily looking torque and power curve. There's something beyond the peak power that isn't peak power. Alright, this is good. So, what my point was before, which I mangled, and it's now horribly disfigured, and everyone's shouting at me for it. Pushrod engines don't rev as high, naturally, unless you really cram them full of crazy quality, like the big manufacturers in the US did. And, well, that means that if you can't rev that high, you can make them more undersquare than you usually would, and that also makes them more compact. That's also something that the American manufacturers did, comparatively to European counterparts, which were more dual overhead cam, smaller capacity, but much higher revving, naturally much higher revving without pouring tons of quality into them, into the heads. So, yeah, that's why my engine here is designed that way, and that's why I can't rev my standard internals to high numbers. You really need for this engine forged internals, but I don't want to invest into the factory add-on for that. That's another point I failed to make here. Because pushrods don't rev that high, you can't make their bore that big, because otherwise the valves are getting even heavier, even larger, and the springs need to be much stronger as well, and everything becomes heavy and awful. So that's why I'm going for the smaller bore than I usually would for an engine of that size. And that, of course, is not helpful for revving it higher. You want to have large bore and small stroke for that. Still keeping with the standard intake, just lowering the running costs of this thing. But other than that, I'm quite satisfied, so let's do a quick manual test. Alright, yep, engine works. Engine looks beastie and stuff, so it's good. This looks like a projectile. It's very compact and heavy looking. Load the trebuchets. So rear wheel drive it is. We keep it nice and simple. 5 gears. Who needs more than 5 gears? More top speed, please. Let's aim for a solid 300 something. So 314. A pi. Pi top speed times 100. Pi times 100 top speed. That's good. Differentials. Can we go open? Or should we go geared? Well, for this version, I think we can go open. This is the cheap version. Radial tires, sports compound, and mid-engine. So, unlike last time where I had a brain fart, this one certainly needs to be more along these lines. Yeah, 275s in the rear, 205s in the front, and 20 fucking inches. Holy shit, what are you doing? Do we want to have larger wheels? 40, 55? Yeah, okay, that's fine. But, maybe that's a bit too much. Although people like it, we have to lower it down. This looks like a rally car. Vented discs. Oof. We can go up to 400 if we wanted to, but that's heavy. Do we want to go with something like 300s? 2-piston? Should be reasonably balanced in size. I think this is overbraking, but we can tune that later. And then these are somewhat to the top, I would expect. Aero. Now radial tires are not that expensive anymore, so you could play with the thought of really cracking some numbers. But I think I'm keeping it simple for now, especially for this version. 2-seater, of course, yes. Let's go with sports, just because we have been able to make this so cheaply in engineering. That is pretty nice. It has become a mainstay of the company, although we do have our handmade interior here now. That is also fancy. We're going for that in the advanced version. Premium cassette. 31.3% familiarity. Okay, yeah, let's do it. And even in this one, I do think we need to go with variable hydraulic. And really it's time to go for some traction aids, but no, I can't. This is low tech. Standard 90s, yes. Yes, please. More of that, please. We're staying with our gas mono, but we are continuing with semi-actives. That was a nice help. And yeah, pretty well set up car, all things considered already. I think the wheels can be, well, can be slightly smaller overall. That will be good. 255s instead, making it quite a bit cheaper. Oh, that cuts off some of the pretty hefty costs. Look at that. That's a big chunk of money. If we sacrifice a bit of top speed, that's not much. Limiting it at 270, it's fine. Yeah, look at what negatives this has. Basically nothing. A little bit of prestige loss. Slightly amounts of spottiness loss, but just in general, it's so much cheaper. So definitely the option we are going for. Just limiting top speed in order to cut down tire costs. Ooh, okay. The rear brakes don't really need the 2 pistons, it looks like. Yeah, that was almost spot on. With no ABS, we still need to be very careful. And that's looking nice. Loving it. Very acceptable amounts of wheel spin too. And our interior, yeah, considering it's a sports interior, it's going to be quite cheap to produce. And our beloved cassette player, Fisher-Price, is our brand. And now we just need a bit more tuning, and we should be good. So that one has been overshooting slightly, so let's pull it back to that correct side. But this is very much on point. And I already know that the high speed is looking good as well. Slight understeer. Very good. Yeah, this is spot on. And market penetration is there too. And we need a name as well, and we go far out for this one. Charon is the name. That's of course the moon of Pluto, or rather it's a planetesimal, like Pluto is too, that is orbiting another planetesimal, the Pluto-Charon system. The orbit of, or the point which Pluto and Charon are orbiting around is outside of Pluto. So that is kind of a double planet system, if you want to call them planets, which they kind of aren't. But they have enough gravity to be round, so that's a good point. I take that. And we're now going to clone this one and produce another one of these, but our premium version. Unfortunately, we don't have any convertible in this lineup. Okay, we're going to replace our turboed version, of course, and that will be the 98 TT. With the turbo version, we don't have the issue of too little revs. That is not such a problem with the turbo. We can always put out the power wherever we want, unless it's a super small engine, and that's certainly not a problem with this one. And we do want to compare to our old self, and that would be the 95 TT. I don't think we can make that large advances here. Can always put in more boost, of course. When in doubt, more boost. And why not some more fuel on top of that too? Yeah, we are running into an interesting problem here with a little too much boost, and that is our torque limit for the internals. Pistons and conrods are starting to complain. Why would that be, you ask? Well, I think I know the answer, but we do have some tricks up our sleeve, and that is, if we look at the engineering time is not the problem, production units more or less is, and if we up this, it's another 10. Can we up it by 2? Production unit 6.4. Oh. 10 cylinders means there are a lot of moving parts in there that need to be produced to higher precision. That would be nice, but that's a lot of extra cost, isn't it? Just take this one, 11.1 versus 7.5. That is a lot of money going into that. Yes, we have to engineer for it anyway. It was a loose thought. Engineering for it anyway was my point with we could set this to +4 and then leave the other one at 0, or could also up that to +4. But, should we do that maybe? And this one just gets higher precision milled pistons. Well, they are not milled if they are cast. Sandpapered down to highest precision by our Hanan interns, because they are known for their high precision and quality of labor. I think I'm going to settle on this one. We are staying right below the limit of 640 and 638, but overall move the performance gain a little to the lower end, so ramping up slightly faster and keeping it there. Overall, peak power 15 horsepower extra. That's not too bad. Yes, overall I quite like the change. Seems more solid now. It's a quality of life update for any owner. It's not quite as rough anymore, even though the slope here still is, because, well, 80's turbo stack, that is rough. Gear differential allows us to accelerate in 5.1. That's not fantastic, is it? We could go with, if we went, I'm just looking at the numbers here. If we went with second gear to 100, we would do it in 4.0. That is impressive, but holy smokes, that wheel spin. Oh, we could use some additional tires as well, because this is the expensive version. Oh, nice. One of those scary ones again. Need some more oomph here in order to get the brakes up to snuff, and that is, 7. Holy shit, that's a lot of brake fade. Okay, can we get that down? Is it mostly in the rear? No, it seems to be in the front quite a bit. Yeah, it's a lot in the front. It's about as good as I can make it. Slightly over-braked, which is fine. This is not a major issue here. This is not creating crazy wheel stoppages, but without ABS. This one. Cooling, don't need it. But how fast would this thing be? Ooh. It would be quite a bit faster. That is going down to almost 330. Yeah, I certainly could push it there if we wanted to. But do I want the extra engineering time and the extra weight? Nah, I don't think so. Our savior has arrived. The heavy interior and entertainment. Good stuff. That makes it so that our brakes aren't overpowering that much. But more weight means more brake fade, so no, it's still okay. Yeah, pushing it, come on. Oh, nope, that was one too far. And we do have a very nice curve there. We are cornering at 1.16 G. Sportiness almost 100 there. This tune, yeah, it's good for the supercar category. A little too harsh maybe for the hypercar category, because they do value their... Oh, no. No, okay. I thought it was the inverse of this, for the comfort. So the hypercar Oh, that's because they value pure performance quite a bit more. Okay. All good. All good. And we do have a finished car. It looks the exact same, but there's slumbering something evil inside. And that evil is also known as pushrots. I'm going to tell my little daughter of the monster that is pushrots, and it's evil in the engine bay, and that you have to beware of its curse, low revs, and timing chains. You know, that's how they catch you, the timing chains. They throw them at you. Sometimes behead you as well. But now, finally, the factory. The eternal factory question. Will we be able to upgrade? Considering we don't have to build any presses, this might be our chance. So if we go for medium 1, the upgrade time is just 12 months. I think I'm going to take the jump now. I will build up a nice stock of our current cars. Hopefully that works. And then we're going to build a medium 1. Holy shit, that's expensive. Okay. Yeah, we're going to try. We are going to try. Now or never. Now or never, K-Rob. Alright, just one thing. How much do they cost? Oh, that would make it so much nicer, though. That's 16 months. I think we get these in the next facelift. That could work. Oh, but one thing I want to check out. Okay, this is just below 50%. And with aluminium presses, this is at 57%. Quite a bit more. And we are making more cars as we are lowering our automation level, because the base automation level of a medium 1 is so much higher than, especially in year 1998, than a small factory. So that is good stuff. We lower this, make it more efficient, without actually increasing costs too much. Now it starts to hurt a bit. Not too much, I think 35 might be good. Tooling quality. Look at the tooling, it's dirt cheap now because we've lowered automation so much. Good stuff, okay. That really makes a difference. So now if we wanted to put on that, we're at over 70%. Alright. And in the overall. Really? Is that considering the upgrade? Still no numbers in here, but yeah, okay, let's see how bad this becomes. I think I have to lower the tooling big portion. 66 months still. Of course, we have the funding exploit. We're going to use that. And it's looking better. Pressure. Do we need any pressure here? Nah, it's fine. It looks like an easy win could be to lower the interior quality by 1. And that would make it such that we do get a shorter vector on this. We can up the quality later, again. Yep, a bit of compromise. Always a good thing to consider. Do you really need this in the first iteration of this car or not? And this is saving us about 2 months. Now let's do the same thing for the engine. I think we can get away with a small 3 engine factory. Oh, that's nice. Doesn't even require any engineering effort. Quite cheap as a project, just 10 million, even if we want to make it quite fancy. So that is looking good. Underworking the factory. Can we get away with a small 2 is my question then. Let's switch it back and see what happens. Nah, that is just ever so slightly too much overworked. Oh, I think we have to switch to small 3. Cool. This looks like everything is set up. And the profit loss doesn't look fantastic. Let's lower that to... Yeah... Let's aim for maximum 2.2. That's not too dangerous to go slightly beyond 2. Alright, now we need to reduce this and this and this and this and up our base margins. But first, let's see. So, production costs. Oh, that's pretty good. We finally made a car that has a significant difference in initial price, almost twice. So that's a very good separator between those two, and they are not going to tread on their own, on each other's feet. Let's see, this one, the Light Sports, we want to get out to the masses more so than the other one. Let's increase this to 30%. So just 20k, impressive car for 20k. And then this version we are selling for 44k, that's getting there, that's up there. So yeah, still quite cheap, of course. Should be very competitive. For a first iteration of the Charon, I think we are ready to sign this one off. And now, this one costs us 255 million. That's not too much. That is not too much. We can't quite take out that amount of money, but I'm going to take out 170. That covers most of it. And we're going to start paying it back slowly afterwards. Yeah, alright. Sign it off. And the other one is reasonably cheap, but I do want to double check if we need a loan for this one too. I don't think we can get one. Ugh, 70 million. Costs us 104. Yeah, let's also do this. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Double loan taken, but we are expanding. So here we go. Agree, we do need to really ramp up the production of this one, or rather ramp up the margin so that we sell less but make the same amount of money, and then build up a margin for the switchover, which it takes a full year. That would be terrible if we wouldn't be selling anything during that time. So what does this mean? Take a look here. That's a year. And I really hope that this down here is just a display bug. Because this shouldn't be there, but rather there. I did press the align button. Or did I? Yeah, no, I signed them off together. So, yes. Yes, I did. There was a plus 42 in there. So, let's hope this is wrong, because otherwise we are completely without production very soon. Stock target is set to 12, and then we go. Financially, this is looking superb. Look at that, 2.9 million each month. We are now in the positive by quite a lot. Or is this just some loan payout? I think this is the loan payout. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That actually bugged out. Holy shit, that bugged out. Okay. That means we need to facelift instantly or something. And add the old variant to it. Okay. This one has completed engineering. But that's not great. So buggy bugs. Well, I'm pretty certain that this is just a bug that happened. Because I think I aligned them. Yeah, maybe because I changed settings in it before I signed them off together. Something must have been different, because this is working for me before. Interesting. I shall check if that is still the case in the Lite Campaign V4, because that is kind of very, very destructive to your company. Oh, that's right. We actually can't get them back. The old ones. Yes. Because they are activated. They are replaced. I can't just pull out an engine from another facelift. So I think we're quite fucked here, actually. Let's see how this plays out, though. We have not much costs on our hands, so maybe we survive this. We have survived a lot, so maybe we survive this one too. At least while you're waiting in this terrible time, you don't have to pay any taxes. That's one little bonus. But yeah, our reserves are shrinking, and well, still A+, still a good company valuation. But now will come the horror that is the factory. That is going to be going on for 12 months. Ouch. C+. Ooh, this is looking rather dire. D+. And D, okay. E, and... Oh, that's... What? Why did it go two-step? Does it have to do the factory twice now or something? The engine factory. So, now we start production. Let's see what happens. And... Whew, yeah, okay, it's selling nicely. I think we lost all our... all our stats for awareness and so on. So, sales will be rather dismal at the start, comparatively. But somehow we are not going bankrupt. It's weird, alright. Very competitive. It's looking good. Market awareness, not looking good anymore after we just disappeared for 5 years. Beautiful. But anyway, I think we're going to continue this and just see how this clusterfuck plays out. Now it has become a train wreck, all of a sudden, because of one bug in there. I really think it was a bug. You probably saw me do it. I'd have to rewatch the footage, but I think what I did was to sign them off together. Might be wrong there. Maybe going into the project and coming out again resets the tick box or something. But alright. I think that was unexpected. And I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time.